When immigration makes headlines, it's not just about politics. It's about people, policy, and the future of America's identity. Hello and welcome back to Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host Napasa, and today we are diving into a topic that's once again at the center of national debate. President Trump's big immigration bill and how it could shake up the U.S. immigration system, possibly for decades to come. Let's talk about what's really going on. Over the past few weeks, immigration enforcement has ramped up. We've seen federal immigration officers show up at job sites, courthouses, and other public places to detain undocumented migrants. These raids are part of a bigger push by President Trump's administration to hit new deportation targets. But here's the twist. Many local and state officials are refusing to cooperate with federal agents, which is adding more friction to an already strained system. Now, even with these high-profile raids and arrests, actual deportation numbers haven't surged. According to data, this administration isn't deporting people at unusually high rates, at least not when compared to previous administrations. And despite the noise, the numbers tell a quieter story. Still, President Trump has made it clear mass deportation is a core goal. But let's ask, is that realistic? Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, only has about 7,700 field officers nationwide. That's a small team for a very big job. And then there is the human factor. Many undocumented migrants are not just living in the US. They're working, paying taxes, and contributing to local economies. In fact, President Trump himself recently acknowledged this reality, especially when it comes to agriculture and small businesses. He said, quote, "They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be great." That's coming from the president himself. Earlier this month, the administration even paused enforcement at farms, restaurants, and hotels. The reason? Disruption to industries that rely on immigrant labor. But shortly after, the pause was reversed and enforcement resumed. It's a back and forth that's left communities uncertain, businesses worried, and many families in fear. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Critics of mass raids argue that broad sweeps disrupt communities without increasing safety. The anxiety alone from job sites to school drop-offs can ripple through neighborhoods. And when enforcement is too broad, ICE officers can end up detaining workers with no criminal records, breaking up families and deepening mistrust. So what's the alternative? Well, here's where things get a little more strategic. The Trump administration has started expanding use of 287G agreements. This program allows local police to work directly with immigration authorities, especially in jails. If someone is arrested for a separate crime and is also undocumented, local officers can alert ICE and hold that person for transfer. The benefit? It targets those who have already entered the criminal justice system. That means fewer raids at homes or workplaces and less disruption for communities. Supporters say it's a smarter, safer approach. Critics worry it turns local police into immigration agents and can erode trust between communities and law enforcement. Either way, this method could relieve pressure on ICE's limited resources and focus deportations on high priority cases. But even this strategy doesn't solve the root issue. The reality is that the immigration system itself hasn't had a full overhaul in decades. Experts from across the political spectrum agree that we need a comprehensive immigration reform. What might that look like? Well, a balanced plan could include a path to legal status for long-time undocumented workers, stronger enforcement on employers who knowingly hire unauthorized labor, tighter asylum rules to address abuse while still protecting those fleeing real danger, and a modern guest worker program to fill labor gaps in agriculture, hospitality, and healthcare. This kind of system wouldn't just make enforcement more efficient, it would make immigration more orderly, fair, and humane. Now, I know some of you are thinking, we've been talking about immigration reform for years, and you're right. But maybe, just maybe, all this chaos is a reminder that the old obvious solution is still the right one. So now, I turn it over to you, our immigration talk show community. Do you think it's time to move away from mass deportation and finally pass comprehensive immigration reform? Or should enforcement be the top priority until the system is secure? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your story, your opinion, and your ideas. And if you found this breakdown helpful or thought-provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. We're just getting started. I'm Napasa, this is Immigration Talk Show, and we'll see you next time, right here where the people and policies meet.